I'm Rebecca Burnett, CEO of Hospice of San Joaquin and an Army veteran. Our mission is to provide compassionate, comfort care, counseling, and support to individuals at the end of their life. I want to talk to you today about a very special program. It is our Veterans to Veterans program. Many veterans, especially those who have seen combat, have difficulty sharing their experience. Hospice of San Joaquin is seeking volunteers who are willing to be trained in dealing with veterans at the end of life to enhance their end-of-life experience.
Veterans enjoy talking to other veterans, and maybe they will talk to me about stuff they wouldn't talk to their own relatives about. My wife's stepfather won the Silver Star in World War II in the Philippines, and nobody even knew about it.
Veterans are different at end of life because they have a history. A lot of them have post-traumatic stress. They have items that they've chosen not to share with others because of fear of judgment, fear for their own end-of-life journey and where that means they will be going.
I know many times when the spouse leaves or the caretaker goes, the veteran will talk about war stories that they don't talk with other people, so that's a good part. I suspect it has something to do with validating their feelings or their thoughts, maybe.
We had a specific gentleman who was actually a Vietnam veteran, and he was on services for about 3 years. And when his experience was coming to a close, he wanted to let us know that the best thing for him was his veteran volunteer. Because even though we had the chaplain and we had the nurses, his journey was a very spiritual journey, and he was able to connect and to bond with his fellow veteran in a way he could not with anybody else. And that non-judgmental connection of that war experience was what caused his end-of-life experience to be so heartfelt, and he had great closure.
The Hospice Interdisciplinary Team serves a very important function in hospice care. It includes physicians, nurses, home health aides, social workers, counselors, chaplains, therapists, and trained volunteers who work together to address a hospice patient's physical, emotional, and spiritual needs. What is needed to become a veteran-to-veteran volunteer? A background check, a driver's license or ID, current auto insurance, proof of military service, current on TB shots, flu shot, and a volunteer application. Volunteer training classes are held at least twice a year. Veteran volunteers undergo training in the history and philosophy of hospice. Our training teaches volunteers about issues they might face as a veteran counselor, PTSD and memories that they might hear and see as they sit and listen to their veteran. Veterans are recognized by hospice for their service in individual pinning ceremonies.
They can also enjoy and be proud that even at the end of life, the community still recognize what they did for us. And it's important for them. They also remember things that maybe they are putting in a box in their head and they never remember, but now bring all the things back again. They think this is the end of their life and there's nothing else for them. So being part of the pinning ceremony also, the family keep those moments and they treasure forever.
Hospice of San Joaquin continues its caring approach through the Memory Bear program. Families give an article of clothing belonging to their loved ones to hospice, where volunteer sewers create handmade, huggable, patriotic bears. All volunteer efforts help bring closure to both veterans and their families, reviving memories and pride in service and country.
Many veterans are alone, and we should take care of them. And one way to take care of them is to be a volunteer.
I became a nurse to take care of people. But when I became an Army nurse, I was maybe not prepared, or I was a little bit shocked about what it was going to be like to take care of young, healthy individuals who are injured from a multitude of reasons. And it was a very emotional, psychosocially draining experience for myself, but I also saw how much it was on them. And it really made a huge impact in my life. And I still consider what I do today is taking care of my fellow veterans.
Hospice of San Joaquin has helped more than 200 veterans pass peacefully in the past year. With World War II veterans' numbers declining, Korean and Vietnam veteran numbers are rising in need of hospice care. You have already served your country. Now is the time to address a critical need and serve your fellow service members with comradeship and open ears.
I hope we have more volunteers to come and join this wonderful program, not only the pinning ceremony, but also to volunteers for be part of Hospice of San Joaquin veterans, because we have a lot of them, and they would like to talk to you, and they would like to share their stories, and they would like to hear also from you guys.
The nice thing about volunteering is you can commit and tell us how much time you're willing to invest, and we can match you up with the right individual.
I want you to know that you are needed, so please volunteer, even if it's an hour a month, but volunteer something.